When you hear that glitch, it's time to thwip. What's up, guys? I'm AJ, and today I'm taking a look at the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Solomon Grundy from Arkham City Collect to Build figure. And I'm pretty proud of myself. It only took me 3 takes to get all those words out of my mouth. And this is the wave that you need to build Grundy. Start off with Arkham City Batman, Arkham City Catwoman, Arkham City Penguin, and Arkham City Ra's al Ghul. So presentation-wise, I think Grundy was really nicely done, but my main gripe with him in general is that I think even though he is a bigger figure, he is undersized compared to the game, the model in the game. And I really do think, just to start off the bat, get it out of the way, I really do think he should have been a mega figure as opposed to a collect-to-build figure. But that being said, he is still really cool. He looks really good, and we'll get a closer look. Start with the head sculpt. I mean, of course, as per the norm with McFarlane, they don't really chintz. Even though sometimes they skip on the paint, they don't with the sculpting. I do wish his eyes were a little bit like greener with that glowing effect as like the in-game model, but it's a really nice sculpt, and I do like the eyes, but it would have made it really pop if they were that, like, really green color they use. And as I said, fantastically sculpt. You get this, like, stitching all around. You can see some veins. And as I said, some paint in here, some shading, some dry brushing or wash would have really made all this nice sculpt work on his chest really pop in the veins. And then you got his like shirt that's all ripped open, all textured everywhere. Same thing with the arms. My thoughts about the paint for the whole figure, especially where you see skin tone, would have really made this sculpt work pop. And then you have these chains that I think are supposed to be like a rust color. Again, with the paint. That's where he's lacking. But yeah. Sculpt-wise, beautiful, beautiful, really nice figure. And look at all that texture on his clothing in the back. You get the nice rips. So yeah, normal gripes about McFarlane when it comes to presentation. Awesome sculpt. Could have used a little more paint. Okay, so now let's put Grundy through his articulation paces. He is a bigger figure, and we all know bigger figures typically don't articulate as nicely as their smaller counterparts, but we'll see what we got here. He does have some really nice tilt. Well, and he can't really look up, as you can see. His head catches on his shirt, and you pop the head off if you have applied too much pressure. He can't really look down that at all either, so that's a shame. It does swivel. His arm goes out that far, which is nice. And then he has single jointed elbows that go up not to 90, just a little bit under 90, and they do rotate. And I won't forget this time to do this, is wrist swivel. And you see that big hinge in his palm, so it hinges in and out. There's no diaphragm cut, so everything is at the waist. And it does swivel, a little crunch. It would arc back more, but the jacket gets in the way. And then for the legs, you get some nice rotation here at the hip. And I always say in my reviews, when we do get a McFarlane figure that does that, they need to do more of this instead of their, where some figures barely move at all. If they did this, I'd be, look at how, I mean, even that's probably like the best that I've seen in a while. His leg goes out like this far for the splits. Diaper kind of pushes it back. He kicks up only that far. Back, not at all. And then he's got a single jointed knee that goes like that. And then his feet, you got some rocker. They're really tight too. Ankle goes way back. Oh, now, oh, really, really good forward. And then you get a big old honk and toe articulation way past the toes. Now, if you watch the channel, you know I do review a lot of McFarlane figures because I'm a huge Spawn fan. Pardon my cat snoring. And also DC characters. So my gripes are almost always the same, and it's no different here with Grundy. The pros are, as usually for a McFarlane figure, the sculpt work is really nice and excellent. It's just a lot of times they lack on the paint. Not all the time. Sometimes it doesn't bother me as much, but he is one of the cases where some extra love to with the paints would have really brought out all those nice details. He articulates decently for a big figure. Common gripe for me with McFarlane is all in the abs. Grundy, it doesn't bother me as much because he's not going to crunch way down anyway. I mean, he usually doesn't, at least. But I do wish his head had more movement, and we get that a lot with McFarlane, where looking up and down isn't the greatest a lot of times. So, normal gripes for as far as like just McFarlane's articulation scheme and with their paints, hit or miss with a particular figure's paint, or lack thereof. More, I should say. But anyway, besides that, the big gripe for me, I had already mentioned, is that even though he's a cool figure to have for a collectible figure, I really think they should have went the mega figure route with him, because in game he's massive, he's huge, like big like Killer Croc, big like Clayface, and he's just this figure is undersized compared to that game in my opinion. Doesn't mean I hate the figure, no, but I would have loved to have seen a massive Grundy Build-A-Figure. As for the wave in general, I do think that this is a really solid wave, and I would definitely recommend it, especially more so if you are a fan of the Arkham games. Just take into consideration all the gripes I put. If any of those off-put you, that might change your mind, but I do think it's a solid wave, and I love just right here how they look all together. So that will wrap things up for this look at the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Collect-A-Build Solomon Grundy and the ranking of the wave. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please comment and tell me what you think of these figures. And while you're at it, if you haven't done so, please consider subscribing, tapping the like button, and thwipping that notification bell. And I will catch you guys very soon right back here on the Thwip side. Later.